Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys watching today. All right, so I came up on some silver dollars. We're going to go over some Morgan silver dollars and some Peace silver dollars. And before we jump into that, we're going to take a look at where we're at so far year to date. So today is May 16th, and we're 135 days in. And we've got 659 total sales, 32,608 in total sales. Here's our costs: cost of goods sold, gifts, eBay fees, shipping. So we're at 97.72, almost 10 grand in profit, averaging about $50 per sale, and profit per sale is around 15 bucks, and average profit per day is about 72, running almost around a 30% margin. So far so good. Still trying my best to list 10 a day as far as a goal goes. And again, guys, I don't have a huge eBay store, so generally when stuff comes in, like these silver dollars I'm going to show you, they'll typically all be sold hopefully within a couple days or a week. And we're going to go through each one. I'm going to show you how I authenticate things. I always do wash my hands with Dawn soap to get any oils off of it. So if you're freaking out when I'm holding these coins with my raw hands, I'm not touching them on the surfaces. I'm just touching on the edges, which is a way to also hold coins when you're in a coin shop. So when I take pictures of my coins and when I'm going through the coins, I basically recreate as if I were at a coin shop. Usually coin shop lighting is not as nice as the lighting I'm using here inside my light booth. This is a perfectly controlled environment. Typically we're in a coin shop. There's other people around. There's the local coin shop owner or worker kind of looking your way to make sure you don't throw the coin in your pocket, engaging with the conversation. So you don't really get to concentrate as much on a coin when you're at a coin shop. So when I take my photos, I like to basically recreate, like, all right, if you were at a coin shop, what would you do? Well, you'd take the coin, either the raw coin out of the holder, if they have it in one of these holders, you'd hold it in your hands and you'd basically look at it like this. So you always want to look at the face of Liberty, and this definitely has some marks on the cheeks. You want to look at the space above the ear. So we're looking at her hairlines above the ear. There's usually wear marks there. You want to look at the top portion, upper portion of the hair. Like right here is a high point, and then another high point's back here on the hat. And then you always want to look at just the numbers themselves to make sure there's no doubling, and the fields and the overall rim of the coin. So this one's in really, really, really awesome shape. The reverse is outstanding. It's one of those types that it's frosty. So these are getting more and more rare to find as well. I find that even when these are in holders, you don't really see them out in the wild because a lot of collectors and dealers tend to keep these coins in collections. So I get super excited. So I picked this up. I picked this single coin up by itself because I like the way the reverse looked, and I was even more happy when I got it because it actually does show some mirroring, and the best way to show that is to I use like these old, this is an annex item here, so when I take photos, kind of hard to show that here on camera, but when I take photos, actually get this guy here, kind of go like that, and then you can kind of take a picture and show the actual mirrors of the coin. So I know it's goofy, right? I'm using a big giant rainbow turd, but I like to show, like, hey, the eyes are popping out, but it's, you don't want it too reflective on the actual Liberty itself because that would mean that the Liberty has been polished. So you don't want it to all be one-dimensional. And obviously on the reverse here, it's outstanding. So see how the eagle really stands out. It's normal to get a little bit of reflection in the middle of the eagle breast, but you don't want any on the eagle's head, the tail, the wreaths, the mint mark on the bottom there. You want all that to be frosty, and those are rare. So this guy right here, I think I have it listed at 125. I don't think it'll last that long because I sold other 1878 San Francisco mints that weren't as nice. this would easily be like a $300-400 coin if the obverse, so this is the reverse, but if the obverse looked like the reverse, which it does not, it's not, I mean, it's still super nice, but that would probably be a mint state 65 or higher if it looked like that, and then with possible proof like or deep mirror proof like, you'd have yourself a very, very expensive coin. So I kind of like these type of coins. They're weird, right? So if this side were like the obverse, you'd be staring at a $2,500 coin, and I probably wouldn't be showing it because I would send it to get graded, and I'd be super happy when it came back, deep mirror proof like mint state 65 or higher. It'd be like one of those coins that were, a couple $1,000. But I do like that it does have this reverse. So when I do post this on eBay, you'll see the listing and description. This will be the very first photo that you see, and then I always take different angles. So that's the 1878, and again, the 1878 has the pushed-in breast feathers of the eagle. Next, these next 8 coins were all purchased in a collection, so I got really good prices on them. So I'm just kind of passing along to you guys. So this is a interesting coin. It's very dark, which I guess kind of happens when either the way the coin was stored. The fields do have some mirrors. You can kind of see my fingers in it, but it's definitely an about uncirculated coin and not super expensive. I got this one listed at $50. Oh, and all Morgan silver dollars should weigh 26.8 grams or 26.9, which this one does. And they should all measure out about $1.50 for inches, so 1.5 inches. No, 149 is close enough. And then you never want a Morgan silver dollar to be magnetic, because then that's obviously fake. And then you want it to ping real nice. So that's a nice piece. And then next we have at 1896. This is a very common date, Philadelphia. And even these are getting harder to find as well. So these have definitely gone up in value. Used to be able to get these really cheap because they made a lot of these. This one's just a nice, normal, lower grade, brilliant uncirculated. It's definitely got marks all over it, so it's definitely lower grade. And I'm asking $55 for that one, which is pretty darn close to where things are at in the market. I noticed a lot of the coins that are usually listed on eBay are kind of like throwaway coins, so people don't want them. So they'll say they're brilliant uncirculated, but there's all kinds of problems with it. Next one here is a very harder, a more difficult date to find in nicer grades. So it's an 1883 San Francisco mint. I call it a key date just because you don't see very many of these. And if it looked like the 1878 or the 1896 I just showed you, it'd be like a $2,000-3,000 coin. So this one's definitely a slider coin. Definitely has marks on it. But the rim is really nice. You always want to look at the dates on these two. Make sure there's not like a 3 over an 8 or something goofy with it. And there's the mint mark on the bottom. And then the breast feathers for an AU type coin are common to kind of see them worn like that. But overall, very nice coin. Again, you don't see a lot of these. Not asking crazy money for this one, $85. So if you're looking for a tougher to find 1883 San Francisco mint to place in your album in your collection, this is a nice piece. A very inexpensive for $85. I think I have the cheapest AU type coin listed on eBay right now. The closest one after that is $125. So again, I have it listed a little bit lower because I got good deal on all these coins. Next is a tougher to find 1889 O, and I put XF over AU. Again, it's another key date. Again, you're not going to see a ton of these. Got a really good price on this one. Again, really nice piece to put either upgrade something that you already have in an album. And I'm only asking $55 for this one. And then there's the O mint mark. You always want to look at those two to see if it's an O over O or if there's anything going on the inside of that O on the bottom. And not the O on the dollar, but the O right above it. That's the actual mint mark. But a very nice coin. Pretty decent rim. No scratches, no craziness. Again, they're not going to look perfect. If this one was perfect, it'd be thousands of dollars. All right, so now we're going to look at some piece dollars, and I don't do a ton of piece dollars, so I haven't done a ton of videos on them, but piece dollars are a little interesting. They're a little harder to grade, so I always use the PCGS photo grade on the app on my phone, and this would be a very fine. Obviously, it's got details. It's got rim marks all over it. It's got some dings on it, so not asking crazy money. The 1928S is a tougher to find coin, so if you find these in higher grades, they get really expensive really fast. I'm only asking $45 for this, so this is a very nice album filler, and it definitely is very fine because you can somewhat make out some of the feathers and the neck of the eagle. Now, if this was all filled in, you couldn't see anything. It'd just be one solid bird. I call it a bird at that point. Well, then obviously it would be fine or very good. So this is a very fine. And then the mint marks are always pretty tough to find on these piece dollars, but it's always right below the O and 1. And you're only going to see an S and a 1928 because they only made these in San Francisco as well as Philadelphia. And the Philadelphia is the key date of the series. Don't have any of those, and when I do run across them, they sell instantly. That 28S should sell pretty quick for $45. I think it's the cheapest one on eBay. Next is a 1927. These are also pretty rare. These are all detail coins, so when I look at piece dollars, you always want to look at the reverse. So obviously it's got some dings and stuff, which would be okay for a straight grade. But this one definitely it looks like someone polished this. Not crazily, but you could tell someone took a cloth or something to this back in the day. And again, that's pretty common back in 20s and 30s. No one really thought of coins as collecting. It was just money. So a lot of times people will just clean these because people were dirty back then. So this was $1 that you used, you probably polished it because you have no idea who used it and wiped their butt and whatever. People were pretty gross back in the day. Don't get me wrong, people are pretty gross nowadays, but back then I think soap and running water in the restroom was an option. So anyways, with piece dollars, you want to look at the details again and the hairlines. You also want to look at the rays for Liberty, obviously the cheeks. And again, this is just a nicer details coin. This one, I think I'm asking $85 for it. It's got a little nick in the rim there, but again, no big deal. Again, really nice piece dollar. And tougher to find in a straight 1927. Here's another one here, 1927. This one has the rim ding on the reverse, so I'm asking $5 less on this one, $80. And again, for this type of feathers on the eagle, as well as the overall eye appeal of the coin, I'm super low on these. Everyone else is asking $100 plus for coins that look this nice. So these will sell pretty quick on eBay as well. And again, everything you're seeing here is always for sale. And there's the ding there. But again, if you're putting this in an album, you really don't care. Sometimes guys like to try and put together brilliant uncirculated or about uncirculated albums, or they're just looking to upgrade current coins in their collection. Some guys put these in tubes too. Some guys like to put, solid date tubes together. And last but not least is a 1923. I call this a Gem BU. 23s are pretty common date, just like a 22. But what's not common is to find one that has not been messed with and that actually has really good eye appeal. So this has a frosty feather, so you can kind of see it on an angle here. The eagle definitely has some frost to it. as well as Liberty. A little bit of frost remaining, see on certain angles. But you can tell like nobody has wired this or messed with the fields, and this is definitely a nicer uncirculated coin. My guess is if you sent something like this and then we get graded, it'd probably be close to a mint state 64, 65. Definitely a 63. So they're not that expensive, but I felt asking 45 for a really, really nice example is a fair price. Oh, and then all peace dollars weigh the same as Morgan silver dollars. Should be like 26.8. Yep. And they also have the same diameter. I already did all this, and I always take photos of all my coins being measured. I'm probably the only one on eBay that does it. And these are neodymium magnets. I picked this up on Amazon like 3 years ago. These are made in the USA. I don't know if they still make them, but it's a great magnet to just test because what I like about it has the rubber part on it, so you can put it right on the coin. And obviously, if it was, if it was magnetic, it would pick it up really fast. So those are the 9 silver dollars I have listed. And oh, the Dansko albums I picked up from the coin shop yesterday, they've all sold. So thank you to the guys who bought it. I don't know if you guys watch YouTube. Sometimes I ask you to mention it, but they sold really fast. So if I find any more Dansko albums at my coin shop, I'm going to resell them because the profit I made on those was really nice. So I picked those up for my coin shop sells them for $10, and the 2 peace dollar albums I sold for $35 each. And again, I was like happy to do it because nobody really had anything listed under $70 on eBay. So I didn't mind making a nice $20 profit per album, but also sharing the hobby with others. So preventing someone from paying $70 for the same exact thing. So I was happy to offer it for half. And then I also had a Liberty dime album. It had one of the flaps inside, the plastic parts was missing on the bottom, which I did mention in the listing. But I still sold that one for $25 instead of $35. So I'd have made a nice, not $15 profit, but like a $13 profit or $12 profit after fees. So I'll definitely be looking for more Dansko albums when I'm at my coin shop. And I recommend you guys pick them up as well. So if you do resell coins for a living, don't ignore supplies because people that collect coins love to put them in Dansko albums and they're really hard to find. And when I mean like hard to find, I mean like nice ones that are not like already beat up. And most people that have Dansko albums, they have coins in them, so they're not for sale and they're not making any more of the older ones either. And when I was searching on eBay too, it freaked me out. There's like some, I think it's Mexico coins, like for pesos or different variations of pesos. Dude, like the one album without coins in it, seriously, so they sell for like an average like $220 used, not brand new, obviously. So I'll definitely be looking for that, more of that stuff at coin shops. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you on the next one.